Hey everyone, it's Base Ambassador Paul Fotter here. I recently got back from a week-long ski trip into the Alaska range and wanted to share a little bit about the gloves I used on that trip. But first and foremost, wanted to thank Base. In addition to helping me, they hooked up my ski partner Dan with a pair of mittens since he was taking most of the photos on the trip. And they also hooked up my brother with a pair of gloves because he used some airline miles to help lower the cost of the trip for me. So big thank you to Base for those. Without further ado, this chat some gloves. So the glove I used the most on the trip was the Base Tour glove. We actually had really mild temperatures, mostly in the 20s while we were there, so anytime I was skinning, this was the glove of choice. Got a nice leather palm and then a breathable back so you don't sweat them out all that much. And I also really love these gloves for cooking. There's a lot of cooking to be done on expeditions, and it's nice to have a pair of gloves that's thin where you got your dexterity but it still gives you some warmth, and again the leather palm's nice because you're always touching wet things, you're not getting your gloves so really love the tour gloves on that trip. And then the glove I used most the next was the everyday glove. So this is just a killer of a daily driver glove. The times where it got a little colder for the tour gloves, I would throw these on. I would also use them boot packing to have a little bit more waterproofness. And so these were awesome glove and used them a ton on the trip as well. And then after that, I used the classic glove, not a ton again because it was surprisingly warm for the Alaska range, but if my everyday gloves got wetted out a little bit or just wanted something a little warmer, these were coming out. And these are a 3-year-old glove. Probably close to 200 days on these, and you can see still in fantastic shape. Really an awesome glove, super stoked on those. And then the last I brought on the trip was the mitt, and so I honestly didn't use these that often because they're too warm for a lot of the days we had on the trip, but I did use them if my hands were getting just a little too cold and I wanted to warm them back up. I just throw them in there and they get warm nice and quick. Big fan of the mitt, but just didn't need them that much on that trip. So that's what I have for you guys on the gloves using on my trip in the Alaska range, and hope you guys have a good summer.